Jai Shri Krishna. Today I have a very interesting person with me. He grew up in US, studied music from Boston, Berkeley. And I studied here in India. I grew up in India studying science, and I joined business. He became a spiritual leader, and then he moved on, and he has been here in India for close to 30 years now. Amazing experience. He's in ISKCON, the minister for Kirtan, the minister for Padayatra, and a very renowned person. I thought best to bring his experiences, his learning, for a very important matter which has been troubling me for a long time. I've spoken about it. That do I see India, the spiritual capital of the world, moving towards spiritualism the way it should, or is it taking a sidetrack, missing out the beauty that India always has in what it is achieving currently? Is it a trade-off, or should India be able to take the spiritual quotient also higher along with the materialist quotient that it's putting up? And that's why I have for you today Maharaj from ISKCON. So, just a couple of points. You studied music and from one of the renowned colleges of the world. You were young, you were ambitious. I'm very sure you've tried to see the world. And then from there you moved to spiritualism from a place in US, and then you come to India and stay for so long. How was this journey? What was the transformation? What were your learnings? If you could share some of it.
Sure, Tapan, I'd be very happy. Thank you for the opportunity. And really nice to be here today with you. Thank you, and with your audience. So I grew up in New York City in a fairly affluent family. We shifted to Westchester County, an affluent suburb, when I was 12 years old. And when I was 16, I had my own car, my own room, my own phone. That was before they had cell phones. And there were 3 cars in our garage, and my parents gave me a credit card.
Wow, at that age?
Yeah,
amazing.
16.
Yes.
And I could spend it as I liked.
Yes.
I could go to any restaurant, I could put petrol in the car and go anywhere I wanted to go. But somehow I just wasn't finding that satisfaction, despite so many material things available. So I was a big fan of the Beatles. George Harrison and the Beatles. So they had a song, I don't care too much for money, money can't buy me love. So I was like, wow, that makes sense. So what is there beyond money, beyond materialistic things, that can actually give us love, give us happiness? And then later, one day I was in the airport, in John F. Kennedy Airport in New York City. I had my long hair, I had my trumpet, I had my guitar, and somebody stopped me wearing a suit and tie. And he said, you look like you play in a band. Do you play in a band? And I said, yes. And he said, which band? I said, the Om Band. And he said, Om Band? Do you know what Om means? And I said, no. And he said, let me show you in this book. And he went and he brought this big, beautiful hardcover book, and we looked in the index and we found Om, and we were reading Om means the impersonal representation of the supreme absolute truth. So I was like, this is amazing. And the supreme absolute truth, he explained to me, is Krishna, or the all-attractive God. So I was like, wow, that's amazing. And he was such a nice gentleman. He said, would you like to keep the book? And I said, yes. And I said, can I give you a donation? And he said, yes. So I gave him $3. I had very little money at that time, 1991, traveling country to country as a musician. So I took the book with me. My flight was late. I started reading the book. It was the biography of Lord Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the incarnation of Krishna from West Bengal, who had manifested 500 years ago. And in this book, it mentioned the Shikshastakam. Shiksha means instructions, Astakam means 8 instructions. And when I read these instructions, my mind was blown. It was like really revealing to me. So when I came to the 4th verse, it really touched my heart. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishvare, bhavatat bhaktir ahoituki twayi. Oh my Lord, nadanam, I don't want wealth. Najanam, I don't want fame. Nasundarim, I don't want beautiful women. Nakavitam, I don't want to go to the heavenly planets. Mama janmani janman ishvare, birth after birth after birth, all I want. Bhavatad bhaktir ahoituki twayi. I want your bhakti, your unmotivated service, your seva, birth after birth after birth after birth. I was like, wow, this is amazing. He doesn't want money, he doesn't want fame, he doesn't want women, he doesn't want to go to the heavenly planets. What does he want? He just wants unmotivated service, birth after birth after birth. So I was like, this is amazing. I had all these things growing up. None of this made me happy. What is this unmotivated devotional service? Bhakti. What is bhakti? What is seva? I should make it a goal in my life to try to find this out. So I would read these prayers and meditate and pray to God, please show me the direction. And he put me in touch with ISKCON, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And I learned the process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And chanting, dancing, and feasting. Na chao, kao, gao. Right?
Amazing.
So we would chant and dance and sing. And I thought if I could participate in a spiritual process in which I can sing and dance every day, I would be happy. So I tried it and it worked for me.
Amazing. If you hear him what he says, neither wealth nor fame, all I want is devotion. No? A young boy doing so well from one of the best music schools of the world, touring the world, going around places, having a great time. And he says, let me try this. 30 years on, tried it, been there. In fact, he was at the Ayodhya when the Lord Ram Mandir got established. He was there at that point in time for a month, chanting, praying. And you look at the bliss on his face, and you look at the happiness that he has and building it together. Is there a lesson? While we pursue what we have, and Lord Krishna spoke about it in Bhagavad Gita, the Karma Yoga, while we do our karma, the motivation, the ambition, the passion to do it as yoga, to do it as seva, to do it as bhakti, does that make a difference to us? Does it make us a happier, a more blissful, a much better person? Is something that we should think about. India should not lose its spiritual powers and the position it has. We should not lose what we already have in trying to gain what we should in a way which is good for us. Thank you so much. But before I let you go, I have to ask you this. You're the minister for Padyatra, and I heard that you have traveled Spain and all the countries across Europe. You walked on the foot, chanting, singing, dancing, spreading Krishna consciousness, and you're also the minister for Kirtan. Padyatra we can't do here in this small studio, but Kirtan, can we have one or two words from you before we sign off?
Sure. Let's sing a little Kirtan.
Yes.
All of you please join in. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. सब लोग बोलिए Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. एक बार बोलिए Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Wow! Don't you see a difference just in this couple of minutes? What amazing things that we have in this path of spiritualism. Let's explore this more. Let's find this. It's so beautiful.